the Duke Blue Devils, taking on one of the participants from last year's playoff, the Miami Hurricanes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. On the move from inside is 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. So Duke's offense will take the field first. And they are going to be met up front by a defensive line group that is going to make life miserable on the offensive line and the quarterback and this whole offense, David.
And this offense is fully aware of the challenge in front of them. This defensive line is quick, they're physical, they're powerful. They wreck games. They individually take over because of their greatness. It's focal point 1, 2, and 3, Jesse.
They're physical and athletic, and that's the thing that's so dynamic about this position group, right? They stop the run, they get after your quarterback. Tremendous challenge for this offensive line to try and match that physicality. We'll see if they can get it done.
Second down, they'll go to the air. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7.
Terrible way to start this game if you're on offense. You've given up 2 straight negative plays. You ran the ball on first down for negative yards, and then you take a sack now on second down. That tells me this offensive line has got to wake up. You knew this was physically going to be a challenge, but you've got to get ready to go, and you've got to fire off the ball because going backwards ain't going to get it done.
Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a third down stop.
Well, they weren't able to gain a lot of real estate on that last completion deep down in their own end. If anything, if you're looking for a silver lining, I guess the punter maybe has a little bit more room to try to get one off now on 4th.
The ball is going to be downed at the 35. So the Miami Hurricane offense takes the field, and they'll have their first possession. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Sends it back in motion. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Unloads to the wideout. It's complete. And he's ruled down right there, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. They'll have it at the 49, just across midfield, 1st and 10. Handoff from the gun. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3. The Canes with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Quarterback making checks. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Quick strike complete. There he goes. Goes out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the edge of the red zone right at the 20.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around and you find more creative ways to get him involved.
They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Going for it all. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Canes. Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when they're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up.
And he can... hand now with that pick, man. That's number 5 on the season, consistently making plays for his defense. Always a guy where we're going to be calling his name over and over again.
Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to him, getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football, knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
Makes the catch.
And I love when you understand when I'm supposed to put some RPMs on that football. You can tell he's thrown over the middle of the field. He knows he's got defenders there. I got to throw this thing in there quick, fast, in a hurry. Nice job by the quarterback.
Just outside the red zone as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 22.
Yeah, I tell you what, these big body tight ends that can catch the football on the corner routes, it doesn't have to be a perfect throw. You know, usually you got littler guys, it's hard. You got to put the ball more on the money, but this big dude can just go up and get it. You just throw it near the sidelines, he'll do the rest.
And the Hurricanes will snap it on 1st and 10. Gives it on the option. Breaks into the open. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big game.
And the Canes are marching down the field. Wants to go up top. Working that left side now. Touchdown, Hurricane! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
He gets across the 25, steered out of bounds at the 26.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, David. It puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
They boot it away on 4th down. There is a lot of real estate in front of this offense as the ball is touched dead at the 5.
Nice job. A little hang time, getting it up in the air. It's coming inside the 10. That thing goes inside the 5-yard line. That is exactly how you draw it up.
Looking downfield, it's Cortez. He's got his man across the middle. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Complete. Makes the stop at the 29-yard line, but not before he gets 15 on that play.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Throws to the tight end. Fires the pass. Intercepted. Going the other way, and he's got room. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 10-yard line, and what an example of the defense setting up the O. First and goal, and this feels like their chance to give him a finish. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
And for quarterbacks throwing the ball down this close to the goal line, because there's so many bodies in such a small space, oftentimes routes take a little bit longer to develop, and it forces quarterbacks to have to hold on to it a little bit longer. That's the risk and danger with throwing the ball so close to the goal line. You might get sacked.
Third and goal, where the fire purifies and separates contenders and pretenders. We've reached the end of the quarter, and Miami is on top. And they jumped out to that edge early. As we wrap up the first, let's take a quick look at our game stats. They love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. Third and goal, and they'll try to pass it in. And that one is picked up in the end zone. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. What will they dial up on second, and a long way to go? After the incompletion, they go back up top. Grabbed over the middle. It's Dickey. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down.
Well, the receiver was able to make the catch on the slant throw, and then he got north right away. He creased the defense with his speed, picking up extra yardage after catching the slant.
And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Behind the chains now on second and long. Looking downfield, it's Cortez. Firing to the right, complete. On the move at the 30. Touchdown, Miami! Made the grab and took it on in for the score. The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance. And with the extra point, they're up 21-0.
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. These running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy shows you right there, a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
Leaves it with the running back. He breaks a tackle. Found a little space, and he's got 4 to the 35.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that, beautiful.
Oh, it's a fumble. Ball bounced right to him, and he's on the move.
Doesn't it always seem like that ball is on the ground for like 30 seconds? You got 17 guys running at it in slow motion. Like, I got to get the football. Offense, very lucky to get that football back.
They're looking to pass from the red zone. Good job to avoid the negative play. get rid of that thing.
I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now and why they're trailing on the scoreboard is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
Well, I think you're starting to see some examples of why this guy is inexperienced in a freshman quarterback, right? Obviously, he's thrown a couple picks earlier in the game. That scramble right there, he's got to get down. He's got to take care of himself and slide. Great job, nice athleticism, good decision to take off scrambling and help his offense, but you really are seeing his inexperience shine through here in this game.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? Part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them.
The Sneak scores it.
And I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this at the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much to the defense. QB runs in for 6.
And after the extra point, they're now down 21-7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, a couple of ACC teams colliding in a game that could have some implications. Boston College is on top, but it's not like Matt Ryan or Doug Flutie are playing quarterback today, which is why they can't pull away. They're up by 7 over Syracuse. Any major changes in this ACC standoff, you'll hear about them first from us, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Dropping back, it's Cortez. Finds his man in the middle. Oh, he's got some space. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half of the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're
picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. He'll try to take it back. The 40. The 20. Touchdown, Duke. What a play. Not only the interception, but the great return for the score.
And they come up with a huge pick 6, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. The give to the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, all right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated he missed that connection. They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. Makes the catch. It's Sticky. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. And the Canes have it with a 1st and 10. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. Back to pass. Now improvising. Caught near the sticks. It's Sticky. Couldn't ask for much more there. A 1st down, and they're down to the 42. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And when you run those drag routes, it just takes a little bit of know-how. And when I say that, the receivers got to understand, find space. My quarterback's going to find me. He's looking for that space at the same time. Nice throw, nice catch. Way to get the first down.
Moving closer to the red zone. It's at the 27 on first down. Looking downfield on first down. Got his man on the right. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
To the air on second down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
The offense changing the play. Looking to throw, it's Cortez. Tight end finds a soft spot. That'll be enough for the first down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stopped. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This offense has been running up and down the field, and here they are, first and goal, a chance to tack up. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Canes! And they take it in for 6 more points.
You know, there's so many coaches out there in 2-minute situations at the end of the half with a lead that'll just be happy taking the lead into halftime. This guy's staying aggressive, though. Pedal to the metal, David, and you saw it paid off there for the touchdown.
And let's finish this half now. Now, we got a nice lead. Built a little bit of a lead, but the defense has to go back out there. There's still a little bit of time, so get that stop to keep that momentum you just got, and everybody will be jacked up at halftime.
That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative. We're a little bit down. Listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here. We're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
Wants to go up top on first down. He's taking the shot. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
On second down, he'll try to make the connection this time. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds.
The bad news is it's incomplete, but the good news was the quarterback, I think, made the right decision that time, actually throwing it away. He's been burned a couple times early in this one with some picks in this game, and so that time, instead of trying to force the play and make something happen out of nothing, he just throws it away. The defense wins that down. You live to play another day.
Got the first down and more. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
And that is so demoralizing for a defense. You played so well on first and second down, and then you have a breakdown on third. This defense has got to be better the next time they're faced in that situation.
Looking to throw on first down. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Second down, he'll throw it. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss. And now they'll have to dial something up on third down after the incompletion. He's looking downfield to throw. And they get him down for the sack, and they'll go to the locker room feeling good about their pass rush. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. Punt is on its way. Wants to return it. He gets a block. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O's. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime up. And the Blue Devils will kick it away to crank up the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. As they get ready to start this third quarter, think how big the lead might be if they take it. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
And that's the thing about this defense. Yeah, they may be losing the game right now, but they've got difference makers on that side of the football. They got guys that can step up like that, create havoc, get a sack, create negative plays. They're going to need more of that here in the second half if they're going to win this game.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense, pressuring the quarterback.
Motion from the wide receiver. Under fire. Wide open downfield. Finally forced out of bounds. Maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49.
Man, we knew coming into this game just how explosive this offense could be, and a big part of that is their ability to throw the football. They've scored a ton of points, and it's because they can generate plays like that. When this quarterback sees the one-on-one matchup he wants, he is not afraid to pull the trigger, and he hits a big throw there.
Grabbed in the backfield. It's Tompkins. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly. The Hurricanes have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Throws for the tight end. On target to the left. And he's brought down after a nice gain. They've got it at the 36 on 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Scrambling away. It's a fumble on the play. And the fumble goes out of bounds. They'll maintain possession, actually picked up yardage on the play. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Wants to go up top. Finds a crease at the 20. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Canes had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. He caught it! They will score! Touchdown, Hurricanes! These two guys, they just shared a glance, and they knew exactly what to do there.
And how many times do we hear that? The quarterback talk about him after the game and go, hey, I just looked at him. He knew what I saw. I knew what he saw. We're on the same page. We've done this before. That chemistry equals big plays.
From inside the 10, here he comes. And he did a good job bobbing and weaving. Finding a little bit of running room on that return. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. They're looking at a 21-point hole. There's still time to do some work, but there's also no time to waste. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple of yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receivers somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
He'll be stopped behind the line again. Things going from bad to worse. Big deficit on the scoreboard and a long way to go for the first down.
And, man, this offense just searching for some way to climb back and get back into this game. They're down by 1,000, and it's not looking good. And you can't even protect your quarterback on third down. Like, everything going the other direction.
And they'll just down it right there. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. They had this thing in a hammerlock at halftime, and now they are really ratcheting up the pressure, David.
And I tell you what, this offense doesn't have to change a thing, Paul. They've done what they wanted in the first half and starting off the second half in the same fashion.
And I like how they're letting different guys get involved, too. They've got so many different playmakers all over the field.
And that's your goal, separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. It'll be third and long. They're working that left side. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one.
Nice execution by this defense. One of the strengths of this offense is third down. They're really good at it. They were ready. Nice job getting the guy on the ground, forcing the fourth down.
On fourth down, looking to pass. Here's the pressure. How about this sophomore learning when to just do it himself?
It just must be so nice to be such a good athlete and to realize fourth down, I want to pass the football, nobody open. I got this. I can take off.
Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. He's got it inside the 30. Speeding down the left side. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense first and goal from the 7. And the Hurricanes will hustle to the line. Looking to pass. It's Cortez. Forced out of the pocket. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. This guy is so slippery, so elusive. He just vaporizes right in front of the defense.
It's crazy. You can play touch football in an elevator and lose to this guy. He's that kind of quick.
Here's the return from inside his 10. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. A rather unproductive series last time, 3 and out, and they'll try to do better this time around. This drive will open from the 15. Motion from the wideout. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Zings it complete to the right. And he is run out of bounds as they go backwards there and just avoided the contact. The Blue Devils trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Bringing the heat. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. Pocket breaking down. It's complete to the left. That's a nice pickup to give them some breathing room, and they've got it out to the 27. And the Blue Devils have it with a 1st and 10. Off play action. Makes the grab. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there. 2nd down coming up. Looking to fire. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you can tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. He hurls one deep down the left side. He's got it inside the 15. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8. The Blue Devils are on the move. Gets the back moving. From the gun, looking for a man. Takes the easy completion. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example there of it.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Oh, they're after him. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Now 3rd and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. From the gun, wants to pass. Touchdown, Blue Devils. Fitted in the window for the score.
And I love finding the big fella down in the red zone, 3rd and goal. You got to make something happen down here. Throw it up high. Let the big fella make you look really good as a quarterback. Love finding those big guys down here in the red zone.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. 1st snap of the drive from the 25. Off play action on 1st down. Fires on the move. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. This should be the last play of the quarter. The give to the left. And he is stopped for no gain, and that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. We've reached a break, and Miami is holding on to the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. So we open the final period with a 3rd down play. Back to throw, it's Cortez. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose.
That ball carrier is very lucky. That easily could have ended up in the hands of the defense. You have got to do a better job of ball security.
And the Canes send out the punt unit. 3 and out. They got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. To the air on first down. And that is interception number 3 on the day. Never had a chance to get rolling after the pick, but he gives them the ball in prime field position at the 40. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking to throw on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Back to pass. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
And how about the defense getting home with the pass rush? Playing man coverage in the back end. You need to win up front. Those guys got to get to the quarterback. Do a great job rushing the passer. I can play man when I got a pass rush like that.
And the Canes will send out the punt unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Fair catch is collected at the 24, and that's where they'll start this drive. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
You open a drive like that, and the entire playbook opens up on first down from the 44. Looking downfield on first down. Quickly complete. He goes out of bounds right at midfield.
I'll tell you, for this defense, they're going to have to find a way to bracket this slot receiver because of how athletic he is. They're going to need to make sure they've got linebackers and DBs surrounding this guy at all times.
The RPO, fire complete to the left. And that first defender was just waving at him after that sweet move. He picked up the first down.
When offenses get first downs like this and they move the sticks and they get some momentum.
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. Now facing second and long after the defense came up with that sack. Here comes the heat. Just about had another one picked off. They have been way too reckless with the football, throwing it away 3 times already.
And it's going to be difficult for this offense, man. Just where are they going to find the plays? You can tell the defense sitting back. They're playing nickel. They're playing dime. So you need some receivers to step up, make some yards after the catch, some contested plays. This offense has got to do something, and they got to do it.
Quarterback can pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41. Down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. Throws to the wideout. And it's incomplete, and the defense stands tall and gets off the field. All wideouts, no backs. Back to throw, it's Cortez. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. And with the interception, he'll take it all the way back. Touchdown, Duke.
And this defense has had a rough day, but how about this play? Breaking on the football, making the pick, taking it to the house, maybe build some momentum for some future games.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Big Ten action today. A couple of teams who have had this game circled on the calendar for some time. Ohio State looked dominant in a victory that was never really in question. That offense had zero problem putting up points. Not unlike the days of Stroud and Fields and so many greats before them. We'll see a lot of games this week, but few will have as much of an impact on the Big Ten standings as this one does, gentlemen.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. A strike downfield. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening. Offense has it at the 28 on 1st down. Motion from the back. Wants to go up top on 1st down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. So now it's 2nd and long. The give and tick, 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 tick. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball. And save as much time as possible.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
They've moved it to the 25, but now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete on the right side. Back's going for the goal line. Huge gain before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Well, this defense has given up some big plays in this game so far, but they've got a lot of talent on that side of the football. Someone has to step up here, make a play, get a stop, and put their team in a position to win.
Might be looking to run. He just threw it away. The last thing you want to do is try to force something on 1st down in the red zone. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Wants to go up top. Got his man on the outside. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They've moved it right to the precipice of a score, and they need 1 more yard. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Touchdown, Canes! The offense puts up 6 for that trip to the end zone. They put another one on the board here in the 4th quarter, and how about this team? Just a lone blemish on the resume and about to go to 10-1.
That makes the score Miami 49-20.
On the run from inside his own 5. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
And the Blue Devils headed quickly to the line. A 2-minute timeout arrives, and we've certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Looking to fire. And the throw down the gut falls to the grass.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into a locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. They'll run for it. He's not going to make it, and what a big stop for this defense, and they might be able to put this thing away. Great place to start for this offense. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming. Try try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Looking to throw, it's Cortez. Got it in the middle, it's Morrison. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. Wants to adjust the pattern. From the gun. Using his legs to buy some time. Touchdown, Hurricane! Fired in from the red zone for the score. That one pushes this lead out a little bit more here in the... And now they can smell 8 straight wins.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Makes the grab on the left. Stopped at the 24-yard line after the 10-yard gain. 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. And some room to work. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
And this game is obviously out of hand. But I think the fans would argue, too, at this point, like, all right, well, let's not throw checkdowns, right? Let's throw some deep balls and continue to open up this offense and keep fighting. I think that's what you want to see.
And he will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
And, man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has heard they haven't found any kind of good rhythm.
And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. He gets it away from his own end zone. A fair catch is called for and made just across the 50-yard line. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Boy, they have delighted these home fans here by putting this game in a hammerlock, David.
Yeah, this crowd's been jacked up. They've been excited. Now they get to breathe a little bit, Palmer. Nice.
Gashing the D on the right. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get conserved, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
And that is why they're called the hands team, people, on onside kicks. Great job jumping on that ball.
And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. This thing got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride here.
And this one was a beatdown, and there's nothing you can do about it because this one's over. Jesse, now we got to start progressing for next week for the rest of this season so we don't let one bad game turn into 2.
Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47. The defense calls the timeout, their second of the day, as they try to get their act together. Going to sling it on second down. Get it out on the screen. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33. The Blue Devils come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. On 3rd and short, the power run here. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. And the Blue Devils will bring the punt team onto the field. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. Wants to throw. It's Cortez. Showing the arm strength down the left side. And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says. This offense needs all the help they can get today, and that pass interference penalty is a much-appreciated lifeline. The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. Wants to throw on 1st down. He rifles one deep to the left. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Hits him inside the 20, still going. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17. The Hurricanes want to crank the tempo. Even with this lead, they'll throw again. And he's got it in the end zone for a touchdown. This is an absolute blowout.
And they just keep piling on the points. We've seen in big moments in this game, they have been able to step up and deliver, particularly on offense. Very impressive performance.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner will be knocked down. One more play to pad the stats. Corner's going to give them room. To the air on 1st down. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Finds his big tight end. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. And they get him on the ground. They get the turnover. They get a chunk of yards, and they are in business. When we get to the offseason,